Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Jenny Lockhart in for Sandy Benson. Joining me now is John Ontal with Niche Market Media. So welcome, John. We're thrilled to have you with us today.
Thank you so much.
And we're talking about a topic, as a business owner, my Scooby ears are up. I want to hear everything that you have to say, because we're talking about, why people that own businesses aren't getting the kind of results from their online marketing that they really want.
Right.
So tell me, what's probably the number one reason they're not getting those results?
Sure. The number one reason that businesses aren't getting the desired result is because they're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, is actually the definition of insanity, right?
You're good. Yeah, that is. And it's business insanity. It's just like if they're putting an ad here, they're doing this, and they're not getting results, but they're still putting that money towards it.
Yeah.
That's the number one.
Well, and don't you find people get really attached to whatever decision they make marketing-wise?
Yes.
It's very hard for them to think about or actually switch the budget to try some new and different things. Do you find that?
Yeah, and they're most likely they're not even measuring their results.
Yes.
But if they're spending $400 or $600 or $1,000 or whatever they're spending,
that's just what they do.
That's what they do.
And then they get no results, or they can't track what they are getting.
So insanity, yeah, that's the number one.
So what would be another top reason?
A lot of these businesses, instead of, they think, well, gosh, I want to have this many sales, but what do? They really need to have what they want to do, and they need to reverse engineer it.
Okay.
So they start from the end result
instead
of just starting here like, gosh, I want to do this much business. Well, hey, if we want to get here, what do we need?
Right.
And really, what is that? And that biggest thing is you need eyes on your website or your offer.
Well, and don't you think also, because what I feel like I'm hearing from you too is you're really offering them clarity. Because when you're in it, this is my life coach part popping out, but like when you're in it, you can't even see what you're doing, and you can't even see that it doesn't make sense, and you can't even see that you're focusing on the wrong thing, or I think Mike Meyer, you're putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable, or So that's kind of what you do is come in and look at, okay, if this is what you really want, and sometimes they might not even know.
No, they don't.
But this is how specifically to get that exact result, instead of like throwing the marketing spaghetti at the wall.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So what are some other examples? This is great. I'm taking notes
well,
personally.
No, you're on it. And the other one is, a lot of times entrepreneurs and business owners, we think that, hey, we know everything about what we do.
Right.
Everything. And so sometimes you do need another set of eyes to actually really tell you what's going on. And so for business owners, they often think they know it all.
Yes.
And you know what? And they probably do know a lot of things, and some things they don't want to let go.
Yes, the control. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so that is the toughest thing. It's like if they got to get outside their own heads and take a look, and then they can evaluate that.
Well, how do you help people relinquish that control? I mean, because that really is what it boils down to, is that they're trying to keep it all together. As an entrepreneur, you're kind of in charge of every aspect of your business, and sometimes it's either hard to ask for help, or you don't want to admit that you need the help. So how do you cross that barrier?
What I do, I've got a program, it's called Audit, Develop, Deploy.
Oh, nice.
And so we take a look at everything the business is doing, and then there's your audit, and then you're going to get results. You'll see, oh my gosh, some businesses don't even know how many people are going to their website.
Right.
Or if they're running an ad, is that the best ad they could have ran?
Right.
So that's step one, is audit, and then develop a program for them, and then deploy it.
Okay. Well, and also you raised a good point too. Number one, is that the best ad? And is the ad specifically geared toward that original result you were talking about?
Yes.
Because sometimes you're running an ad and it might be a great looking ad, but it's not designed to create the specific result that you want.
Or sometimes people just boost a post. Like if they did something great, they boost a post. Hey, that's great.
Right. More people see it, but are the right people seeing it?
Is there any opportunity for them to click through to something and give you an email address?
Well, so can you tell me, because I know this is so much good information. I know anyone that owns a business, this is very, very relevant. But what are some of the bonehead moves? So like not having a place where someone can click, right? Or what are some of the other bonehead plays that some would be like, it's totally like breathing to you, and to the rest of us would be like, that would be a revelation.
Yeah, the email addresses are still, no matter what businesses are doing, the email addresses are the number one. So if they're not gathering email addresses, it's great to have Facebook fans, but
then there's no way to really contact them in a personal way.
Right.
Like with a specific
message. And if they're opting in, and usually it's a tried and true, you give them something away free of value or perceived value, and then you get an email address and you build a relationship with them.
Right.
And it's not like I'm speaking to everybody, speak to you.
Okay, make it specific.
Yes.
Okay,
and
specific,
use you in your writing.
Right, and begin with the end in mind. Right?
You're on
and then hire an expert, right? Because you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You've already invested prevented it.
Another great point.
Yeah, efficiency.
Yes, and a lot of businesses are spending so much time running their businesses that they don't want another job.
Right.
And sometimes if they could just break free that, oh my gosh, instead of thinking this is going to cost me something.
It's an investment.
You got it.
And it saves your time is money,
That's
right?
it.
John Ontal, thank you. I appreciate your time
Very
and
good.
all your expertise, and we'll be right back with more Talk of the Town.